start from Samach. It's backwards?
The camera sign.
No. You have to know how to operate this. You go like this.
I don't touch this.
It doesn't even touch.
It's like a comment.
Let's just start like from 4 lines up, so we don't. Talmud Loymar Me'ela. It says in the pasuk. We'll pull out these sheets over here. Me'ela. Okay. Pasuk Ches. If you see Pasuk Ches in the sheets, whoever wants sheets is over there. Ve'vesos hamincha asher ye'osim me'ela. Says the Gemara, Talmud Loymar Me'ela. Umar Yisrael Rabbi Shar Menachos lo yitzi shtei alechem v'lechem aponim. Why is lechem aponim different than all the menachos? Says the Gemara, Mar bani shar menachos yesh mehem leishim, because other menachos are burnt on the mizbeach, part of them. Umoitzani shtei alechem lechem aponim she'im mehem leishim, they are not burnt at all. So in other words, burning it causes us to do hagasha. Hagasha, taking the mincha and putting it, touching the mizbeach with it. V'aloi minchas nesachim kula leishim. So if touching the mizbeach causes hagasha, so then nesachim, which you burn it completely, should certainly need hagasha, should require hagasha. Yochel yetun hagasha. Talmud Loymar v'ikriva. V'ikriva is a miot. That's again in pasuk Ches. It says v'vesos hamincha she'yosem eila Hashem v'ikriva. Ask the Gemara. How can we learn out from the word v'ikriva v'apikte? We already used something from it. What do we use v'ikriva for? We use v'ikriva to say that a minchas soita needs hagasha. Says the Gemara, yes. But we could take the word v'ikriva and learn 2 things out of it, because v'ikriva could be split into 2. V'ikriv, then v'ikriva, so from the hay. V'ikriv, v'ikriva. Why minchas nesachim does not require hagasha? Mar ben ishar menachos daf samach aleph amud aleph on the top. Mar ben ishar menachos, meaning a minchas choite and a woman's minchas shabois biglal atzmon, they come on their own. They're not an afterthought. Nesachim come because you brought a carbon, so you also bring in a nesachim, but they don't come because of themselves. Boys bigla latzmon yochel yutuna sagasha. This is all going, by the way, in, if we forgot, in the Mishnah, there's a shitas Reb Shimon all the way at the end that says minchas kohanim, minchas kohen Mashiach has no hagasha. So according to Reb Shimon, why isn't there hagasha when a kohen brings a mincha? They come by themselves. They come because of themselves. They don't come because of something else. Talmud Loymar v'higisha in pasuk Ches, and that's the main pasuk of hagasha. That's where it says v'ikriva lakoin v'higisha ala mizbeach. So I learned from v'higisha that it's a miut. This one v'higisha, this particular carbon you do hagasha to, but not the kohen of the Mashiach. The whole concept of hagasha is from that word. The word is not extra. I need to tell you that you take the mincha, whatever it is, and you touch the mizbeach with it. If the word wouldn't be there, I wouldn't even know the concept. Says the Gemara, min v'higish v'higisha. Again, I take the word and I split it into. The extra hey means in English v'higisha it. It could say v'higish, and he brings it close to the mizbeach. He touches the mizbeach. V'gisha, he brings it to the mizbeach, and not the kohen, the mincha of the kohen gadol and the mincha of a kohen, a regular kohen. And why are they so special that they get excluded, the kohen? So the Gemara sticks in this 3 klalim over here. There's 3 rules. Number 1. It has to be a mincha that gets burnt. Number 2, it has to be a mincha that comes on its own. It has its own power. It doesn't come because I brought a carbon, so I'm going to also bring a mincha with it. And also it has to be something that some of it goes to the kohanim. So, if you have these three rules, they come to exclude three different things. Lechem aponim are not burnt at all, so therefore there's no hagasha. Minchas nesachim she'eino ba b'glal atzma. Minchas nesachim doesn't come because of itself; it comes because there's a carbon, so I bring a mincha, and therefore there's no hagasha. Minchas kohanim, minchas kohen Mashiach she'eimem lekohanim, and therefore the minchas kohen doesn't have hagasha. If you look at Tosfos, the top Tosfos, ubois b'glal atzman, hu leitzarch la'itayma, the matayma de'esh me'en lekohanim. Mimato minchas nesachim kemoi minchas kohanim. So Tosfos asks, I don't need three rules. All I need is the rule that if a kohen doesn't get to eat it, then there's no hagasha. Minchas nesachim, the kohanim don't get to eat, so I don't need another klal, another rule of bois b'klal atzman. So says Tosfos, the kohen is be'avim kohanim. V'lenakte, and the reason why the Gemara said three rules, el mishum denakte bereisha de memayit zachar zeh. It goes in stages. First, you have something that a mincha that doesn't come by itself, even without a kohen not being able to eat it. Just the fact that it doesn't come by itself. And then the next level is kohen. En chanami. If we just say kohen, that a kohen has to eat it, minchas nesachim is included. I don't need a special rule for minchas nesachim. But it's like loizu avzu. It goes in stages. It's a smaller rule that has to come by itself, and then we add on another stage. But the kasha is a good kasha. Says the Gemara, Veherim. It says by kmitza, he shall take a kmitza, yochel bekli. You know those mufunakim, they wear the gloves, they'll have a special device. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you ever go to Bris Milah, you have like a whole situation going on? You never saw that, okay. There's a plastic and a chair and a strap and a glove and a... B'kitzur, there's some people that want to use a kli. They don't want to get their hands dirty. So maybe you could do kmitza with the kmitza kli. You know, it has like this, I don't know, like device. You push and it goes like this or something. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, the whole.
Oh, you can understand that.
Yeah, they do that for the Z.
Legally and.
Yeah, and certain kids you have to use it. Yeah. This would not work in Mila. If you had this miut, you wouldn't be able to use the kli, even in certain kids, I guess. I don't know, unless it's mamish l'kans l'fashis. It says with his kaimets, with his hand. There's another parsha later on that talks about mincha, and in there it doesn't say this is the parsha I think of marcheshes. But later on, like a few prokim later, it talks again about a mincha, and it says v'heir mimenu bekumtzoi. It should be with his physical hand. And Rashi learns it's literally exeris shava. Since it says over there v'heirim, and over here it says v'heirim, thank you. So memela it's exeris shava, and in all of Menachos you have to use your hand physically. Ma haroma omer lalom bekumtzoi with his hand. Af haroma omer lekam bekumtzoi. Brand new Mishnah, says the Mishnah. We just finished discussing the concept of Hagasha, of taking the mincha and touching the mizbeach with the mincha. For a split second, that's called Hagasha. And the Mishnah also mentioned the word tnufa. Tnufa, we said, is shaking it like a lulav, as we're going to see. Some menachos require one, some require the other, some require both, some don't require any. Says the Mishnah, Elu tunos tnufa, ve'ein tunos Hagasha. These are the menachos that only require shaking it, moving it back and forth, and not touching the mizbeach with it. Like shemen shel mitzoyro v'hashamay. So mitzoyro, when he's done with his tzaras, he brings an asham, a korban asham, and he brings one lug of shemen with it. So that requires tenufa. You move it backwards and forwards, up and down, but you don't need to touch the mizbeach with it. V'abikurim kedivri Rebbe Eliezer ben Yaakov. Rebbe Eliezer ben Yaakov holds reishis bikurim. You first crop, you put it in a basket, and you have to wave it back and forth, up and down. Ve'imurei shalmi yachid. This is interesting. You have the innards of the animal. It's kind of gross. You have to take like the kishkis, whatever you put on the mizbeach, and it's like I could just see it like coming off your hand and everything. You have to up and down, and the blood is everywhere.
You could do that in the clip.
I don't think so. I don't know.
That was graphic. Off your hand.
You want to grab next time? Next time I'll bring the dugma, the demonstration. This was just about peh. The breast and the thigh. It's another of the shlomim that an individual brings. So you put the imurim on.
Who's shaking it, right?
What?
Who's shaking it?
The kohen. We'll see. V'chazav v'shoik shalahem depends. V'chazav v'shoik shalahem and the breast and the thigh. Echad anoshim ve'echad noshim. Men and women are required with this mitzvah of tenufa b'Yisrael v'loi ba'acherim. It's Jews and not, and the Gemara is going to say ba'acherim means and not women.
Does that mean that they're shaking it?
It says a chod
Yeah, we'll see.
noshim.
Yeah, that they have a chiyuv,
But now they don't do it
but
themselves.
they can't do it themselves.
All of these nufus is just the kohen, not
No, not necessarily.
the.
We're going to see in the Gemara. Sometimes it's both of them together. Sometimes it's one. It's a shliach. You do b'shlichus. You can't do b'shlichus. We'll see.
Sometimes they put their hands underneath each other.
Yeah, but not literally next to each other. But we're going to see. Shtei halechem ushnei kivsei hatzeres. So the two breads and the two sheep that come on Shavuos also require tnufa. Ketzad the voice says, how do you do tnufa with sheep? You take the two breads, you put it on top, on the back of the sheep, so now you have both of them together. And you put the two hands underneath it. He goes forwards and back once, it seems like. Malu Mayrid, one time up, one time down. Yes.
This is heavy.
Yeah. Especially if it's with a cow. It's kind of hard. No, I'm just kidding. You don't do it with a cow.
I would have checked up every single wave in the midbar. Wave them around.
And you know how big those guys are?
Strength.
By the way, how big were the people in the midbar?
Like me.
No. Because we had a Gemara, the Hutaya, who's an Arab, and they were laying down. The
average
people,
guy was.
they were able to walk. Their knees were bent. They were dead, and they walked underneath their knees.
Not like average.
But he was also that size. So maybe he lifted him up. Yeah, whatever. Shenemar asher hunaf v'asher huram. So how do we know that you have to do these two movements, forwards and back and up and down? Because it says asher hunaf v'asher huram, and there's another pasuk. There's two psukim sememela. We know that you have to do these movements. Says the Mishnah, Tnufa Hoysa b'Mizrach. The Tnufa was in the east. Now, if you would just read the Mishnah as is and not look at Rashi, you would think that what the Mishnah is saying is, this is what's east. Again, you have to compare it to the Mizbeach. East of the Mizbeach. So this is east. The Tnufa can be done over here. What the Mishnah is saying is it can also be done over here, but certainly it can be done on this side of the Mizbeach, which is Ma'ariv. Why? Because this is so chashav, this is next to the Heichal. Anything closer to the Heichal has more Kedusha. It's Lefnei Hashem, it's closer to Hashem. So what the Mishnah is saying, Tnufa, let's read it. Tnufa hoysa b'mizrach, it's not literally. It means even b'mizrach, but certainly closer to Ma'ariv, Lefnei Hashem. V'hagosha b'Ma'ariv. And touching what?
Hagosha cannot be b'mizrach.
It cannot. Why? Because Hagosha is done in this corner right over here. This is a very busy corner, as we know. There's a drain over here. A lot of things go on here with the zrikas and everything. This is the... What does it say here? Oh, sorry. No, this is the southwest corner. So this is where the Hagosha is, right over here. And it's Lefnei Hashem, and it's by the ramp of the Mizbeach, and it has all the things, and it's touching, as we're going to see in the Gemara, it's touching a Yisoid.
We can't see that. You got a screen?
We need to see, if we had a screen, it would be better. Somebody wants to arrange the
I
whole.
have one of these for everyone. Everyone should have one of these.
I already, where's your piece of paper, Lamashal? No, that's Shmulik's. Where's yours? So I already tried that, and I see people don't take it home. Then that's all. Okay, fine. Truth is, we use this a lot in Zvachim, but it's not a joke. It's Rish Chodesh. We got to move. Says the Mishnah, Tnufois koidmois lahagoshois. In the two cases that the Mishnah is going to say in a second, which are Oimer and Soita, and those two Menachos require both a Tnufa and Hagasha to wave it and to touch the Mizbeach, then you should know Tnufa comes first. First you wave it, then you go around.
Every single time is a Tnufa and Agosha, the Tnufa comes first?
Yeah, what do you mean every single time? There's only two times. Oimer and Soita. That's the every single time. In those two situations, Tnufa comes before Hagasha. Minchas Oimer or Minchas Kenois.
Why did they tell us that last mission?
What? Because we didn't get
the
it.
things that don't lead.
Because we didn't talk about Tnufa yet. Now we're explaining what Tnufa is, and now once we know what Tnufa is, you should know Tnufa goes first. Now, in Soita, by the way, it says Mamish Mefurish in the pasuk. V'lokach hakoyim yado isha es minchas haknois v'heinif. V'heinif is what? Tnufa. Es ha-mincha lefnei Hashem. V'hikriv. What's v'hikriv? Hagasha. So it says in the pasuk both things Mefurish. Not so much by Omer. U'minchas knois tu'unos hagasha u'tnufa. Lechem aponim u'minchas nesachim ein tu'unos lo hagasha v'lo tnufa.
Why is the history of Hagasha? Why can't Hikriv just be Hagasha means you have to do that?
Yeah, but hikriv means to bring close.
Right.
And that, because that's before Vikriv Oisa Elam Mizbeach. That's not talking about the yeah, it's not. Lechem hapanim and nesachim don't get hagasha and they don't get tnufa. Reb Shimon Omer. Reb Shimon says shloisha minin tu'unim shalosh mitzvos. There's three things which the Mishnah is going to say in a second what they are. Have three mitzvos. The three mitzvos are tenufa, either when they're alive or dead, which is 1 and 2. And the third mitzvah is smicha. Smicha is leaning on the head of the animal. Says the Mishnah, Shtayim b'kol achas v'achas u'shlishis ein b'hem. From the three minim that we're going to say what they are, they only require 2 out of the 3. In other words, either tenufa when it's alive and smicha, or tenufa when it's dead and smicha, or tenufa and tenufa, whatever. We're going to see what it is. Ve'eluhein, what are the 3 minim? Zivchei shal meyachid, a shlamim of an individual. If an individual decides to bring a shlamim, that's 1 min. Min number 2 is v'zivchei shal metzibur, which is the 2 kvasim on Shavuos, v'asham mitzoyra, and the sham mitzoyra. Says the Mishnah. So now the Mishnah just explains. Simple thing. When it comes to zivchei shal meyachid, the first one, tu'unim smicha chayim, they get smicha when it's alive. By the way, smicha is always when it's alive. You can't lean on an animal's head when it's dead. It's dead. It's on the ground. It's not. You're not leaning on it. It's like when the animal's upright, you like put pressure on his head. That's smicha. Zivchei shal mitzibur utnufa shchutim. So you take time. Zivchei shal miyachid, you do smicha and you do tnufa when it's dead. You take the meat and you wave it. Ve'im b'hem tnufa chayim, but you don't wave it when it's alive. Zivchei shal mitzibur, the 2 kvasim, tunim tnufa chayim. You have to wave it when it's alive, ushchutim, and when it's dead. So you do tnufa on both. Ve'im b'hem smicha, you don't lean on it. It's a korban tzibur, no leaning. Vasham Mitzayra gets also 2 out of the 3. Tone smicha utnufa chai ve'im b'utnufa shachot. So each one has something that the other one, or doesn't have something the other one has, and has something that the other one. How do we know it all? Sukkim will drasha. Says the Gemara, going back to all the way to the beginning of the Mishnah, the first halach in the Mishnah. Ton Rabbanim. By Mitzayra it says, V'hikri v'oisay la'osham v'sloig hashamen v'heinif oisam tnufa. Milamed shtunim tnufa ke'echad. The loig shemen, and the osham, it says v'heinif oisam, them together tnufa. Yes, the pasuk refers to the oil and the animal, and then it says v'heinif, which is singular, oisam, which is plural, tnufa. You should do both of them at tnufa. Milamed should do them ke'echad. Meaning you should take the luk shemen, put it on the asham, and wave it. By the way, Tnufa is not Ma'akiv, so if you forget it completely, you yoitze the carbon. But how do you know that it's not, in the Tnufa itself, it's not the worst thing if you missed out on it? Because the Torah uses, instead of vehinifam, that you have to do both of them, the Torah uses a lashon yachid vehinif, and memela it's not ma'akiv. Yachal yoniv. So Rashi says, if you look in Rashi, it's interesting. He sticks into the dibra maskil. Yachal yoniv shteyem. He says, basically, maybe I would think that yoniv means you have to take both of them, do tnufa to the animal and to the oil, and then v'yachzer v'yoniv. You should do it individually. When the Torah is kind of contradicting itself, it says v'heiniv lashon yachid and then oisam lashon rabim. So maybe you have to do both of them together and each one together. It's two halachas. Tnufa is at the end of the day, it's one waving and not two wavings, and if you had to do it again, then it would be two wavings. It says in the pasuk Lifnei Hashem, and we said it means b'mizrach, even Lifnei Hashem, in front of Hashem, like we daven. Where do we daven? In front of Hashem, to Mizrach. Lifnei Hashem Mizrach. As the Gemara, it doesn't work out so well. V'amris, by Mincha it says, Lifnei Hashem b'mayrav. Over there, where do you bring the Mincha? Like we discussed before, on the west, on this corner over here. So what's going on is Lifnei Hashem in the Mizrach, or is Lifnei Hashem b'mayrav? Says the Gemara, Amri hanamili Mincha. I'll explain to you. Mincha dikri chatos. So bottom line is, what the Gemara is going to say here is that there's three things that we need to accomplish by Mincha. It has to be Lifnei Hashem, and it has to be by the ramp, and it has to be on the Yisoid. What's the Yisoid? The Yisoid was a step on the bottom of the Mizbeach that was 1 amma high, about 2 feet high and 2 feet wide, an amma by an amma. It protruded from the bottom of the Mizbech like a step, literally like a step. It's called the Yisoid, and was the base. And the interesting thing about it is that it was only on 2 walls, and that was the Gemara in Zvachim, Shevet Yehuda, Binyamin, and it wrapped itself. Where it ended, it also went 1 amma into this wall, which is the Mizrach, and this wall, which is the Darim. So on this corner, you actually had 2 Yisoidus, but only 1 amma here and 1 amma here. On this corner, right over here, the southeast corner, there's 0 Yisoid, no Yisoid. So, if I were to bring my mincha to this corner, I might have Lifnei Hashem because of Mizrach, and I might accomplish that it's next to the Kevesh, but I don't have a Yisoid. I don't have the third thing that I need. I need 3 things. That's what the Gemara says. The Gemara starts off the sugya. Lifnei Hashem b'mizrach. It's a Yisoid. Ask the Gemara. Lifnei Hashem says b'mayrav. Says the Gemara now. Yes, Lifnei Hashem could be mizrach and mayrav. Both of them are Lifnei Hashem. But we have another thing that we need on a Yisoid, and we need a kevesh. So for the kevesh, it would be okay to do it on the east corner. But I also need Yisoid. And over on this corner, I accomplished 3 things: Lifnei Hashem, Yisoid, and Kevesh. 5. Hanemili mincha deikri chatos v'chatos tunu Yisoid. Chatos requires the base. The keren dromis mizrachas lohoy lo Yisoid. It didn't have the base. Aval hacha Lifnei Hashem karina bay. But over here, enochanami. Mizrach is considered Lifnei Hashem. We're not going away from that. Mizrach is Lifnei Hashem. Just the reason why Mincha had to be done in the west is because I also needed a Yisoid. It says in the Mishnah that Bikurim, when you bring your first fruit to the Beis HaMikdash, you had to do Tnufa with them. My Rebbe Elazar ben Yaakov Yisanya v'lokach hakoyin limeid al Bikurim shetu'unim tenufa. Here. V'lokach hakoyin hatenem yodecha v'yinicho lefnei mizbach Hashem elikecha v'lokach hakoyin, says Rabbi Yehuda. You see, I started doing it. I inserted it. It's not yet. Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov says, this is how I learn that you do tnufa. My time in the Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, gomar yad mishlomim Ksiv hacha v'lokach hakoyin atenem yodecha. Uksiv hasam by Shlomim it says Yodiv Tiviena. Dav Samachalaf from the base. Makan koyin, just like over here in this pasuk, it's a koyin by the bikurim. It's koyin. Afla alon koyin. So too by Shlomim it's a koyin. Umal alon by Shlomim ba'alim. Afkan ba'olim. So what do we do? If the koyin has to do tnufa and the owner has to do tnufa, how does it work? Haketzad koyin miniach yodai tachas idei ba'alim u'meinif. That's what you said, Mr. Kornbluth, that the koyin puts his hands under the hands of the owner. Says Toisvis the bermaskil koyin miniach yodai tachas idei ba'alim u'meinif lav davka korban tachas yad ba'alim mamish dimkein havelo yad ba'alim chatzitza. And it cannot be that one hand is under another hand. So what it means is that the owner is holding it by the top, and the kohen puts his hands on the bottom.
So of course it has to be Gemara in Israel. It's not allowed on Gemara.
That's bikurim.
This is not allowed.
We were talking about the other menachos. Mincha. Zog the Gemara. Frag the Gemara. V'lei menami kediv Rabbi Yehuda. The Sanya Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Why does the Mishnah say that it goes according to Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov? Guess what? We have another man called Rabbi Yehuda who also says the same exact thing. He just learns it from another pasuk, the Sanya. Rabbi Yehuda Omer v'inachtoi zut nufa. So you can go all the way down to pasuk Yud. This is pasuk Dalid, and pasuk Yud v'adei neveis is v'inachtoi l'fnei Hashem. Rabbi Yehuda says, and Gershon, you're gonna have to teach me how to make sure that this doesn't happen again. The yellow disappeared there because whatever. Maybe I have to raise it up a little bit. I'm not going to be able to get away with it with the. Okay, fine. V'inachtoi. So the Mishnah should mention Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov and Rabbi Yehuda both say the same halacha. The bikurim needs tnufa. Why are you ignoring Rabbi Yehuda? Adoim is it tnufa? Maybe it's literally you have to put it down on the ground or something. Shoimer v'yinichoi in pasuk Dalid it says it's underlined v'yinichoi. I already said that you put it down. So why do they say again v'yinachtoi? That means it's tnufa, says Rabbi Yehuda. So we got a problem. Why doesn't the Mishnah say Rabbi Yehuda doesn't mention at all? Since Velokach HaKoyen, which is Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov's drasha, comes before pasuk Yud of V'yinachtoi, that's why the Mishnah mentions him first. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar Hoyel v'Rav Guvrei, says Rashi, Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, the famous Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, Mishnah say Kavinoki. Anytime Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov says a halacha, the halacha is exactly like him and nobody else because his halacha was perfect. It was sifted. It was beautiful and perfect. Therefore, we bring him and not Rabbi Yehuda. So the Mishnah said a very interesting lashon. The Gemara seems to understand that the words avaloi b'acherim. Let's read it together. When it comes to Shalmi Yochid, an individual brings shlamim, so you have to wave the breast and the thigh. Who? Men and women, but not acherim. Now the Mishnah and the Gemara understood that acherim does not mean goyim. For whatever reason, not sure what it is.
Non-gender.
It means loy b'acherim means not women. So then we have the question that you guys asked. It says that women should bring a dut nufa and a second later, but not women. Mike Omar. What is he saying? They do require tnufa. However, who does the tnufa? It says in the Torah, B'nai Yisrael. So the goyim are not B'nai Yisrael. B'nai Yisrael, the sons of Yisrael, Menifim ve'ena noshim menifos, and not women. Omer Rabbi Yossi Matzinu shechalak hakazav bin korban Yisrael lekorban goyim lekorban noshim esmicha. There's a difference between the korban of Yisrael, of a man, then a difference between him and a guy and a woman. Where? In smicha. Now smicha, as we're going to see, the only way to do smicha is the owner does smicha. That's the only way you can do it. Yachal, and therefore there's no smicha by women. The oldest machlokes. How's that? Okay. Beseder. It's Shas. It's like third time around. Rav Pessin's not here, so you can say any daf you want. That's the.
Don't say member. There are no members.
But you know, smicha. Yachal nachle b'tnuva. So maybe tnuva should also be different, and they shouldn't require tnuva. Loi mali cholei b'smicha shasmicha ba'alam. Smicha only occurs with the owner. Nachle b'tnuva shatnuva b'koyhanim. But nuva koyhanim can do imkei b'shlichos, imkei matam aloymar b'nei Yisrael. So why does it say b'nei Yisrael if it happens anyways through the kohen? B'nei Yisrael minifim, v'en agoyim minifim, b'nei Yisrael minifim, v'en anosh minifos. Even though there's a chiyuv, but they don't do the chiyuv. Tanya doch, b'nei Yisrael ainli elo b'nei Yisrael. Gerim ba'avadim shuchor minayin. Very interesting. The Gemara learns that literally b'nei Yisrael you have to be the son of a Jew. And even though you are Jewish, because you had gerus, or you were a slave that you were meshuchrar, you're not considered a ben Yisrael, and therefore there's no hagash, there's no tnufa. What? How? What? There was meshuchrar. Becomes a Jew. There's an exception. There's a ribui hamakriv. Anybody, even a ger. Maybe it's talking about the kohen that's doing it and to come to exclude the owner. Yodav tvieno hare bailam amor haketzad has a word kohen menech yodav tachas idei bailam umenef. A good and chodesh. Whoever, now we can make chakras. Bezer Hashem. Avi, you're.